Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little haul video for you. I'm just going to show you a bunch of things that I have obtained pretty much since the beginning of the year. Just trying to get back into, the YouTube videos making groove, and a makeup haul is always like a super easy way to do that. So I'm just going to show you the products, and since I've used most of them quite a lot, I also wanted to give you a little mini review on each product because I always feel like a haul is a little more informative if there is also a component of a review in it. I'm going to start with the eyeshadow and like eye related products, and then I'm going to jump into like face and lips. And the first kind of product that I bought, and one that is very unlike me, is false eyelashes. I bought the false eyelashes because I finally bought myself a decent lash glue. I never actually owned lash glue before. I always just used the one that came with the lashes, and those were mostly really shitty, so they wouldn't do anything for me and they wouldn't keep the falsies in place. So I got this one as per recommendation of Angelica Nyqvist. I think I said that right. Anyway, she uses this, she swears by it, and I decided to give it a shot because, I don't really know anything about lashes, and I would trust someone who uses them on a daily basis, as she does. This actually works really well. I've used it a couple of times and it really keeps the lashes in place all day, so I would definitely highly recommend it. I'm still not someone who's going to wear lashes all that often, definitely not on a daily basis, but every now and then when the occasion calls or I'm feeling a little more frisky, I could pull that lash glue out and it would work. The lashes that I bought I got two types of lashes from House of Lashes. By the way, the glue is also from House of Lashes. I don't know if I said that already. And the types of lashes that I got are these guys, which are called Bohemian Princess. They're not like anything crazy, they're just a little fluttery around the edges, and when I put them on, I actually had the feeling that they didn't look all that different as compared to just me putting a couple of layers of mascara, so they're not super crazy. And the other types of lashes that I bought are these House of Lashes individual lashes, which I actually haven't really used yet because I'm not really sure whether I'm supposed to use them without mascara or with mascara, because I feel like if I put on mascara they don't really do anything for me anymore. So I'm not really sure what to do with those. Do you know what to do with individual lashes? If you do, could you please let me know, because I really don't know what to do with them. And the last pair of lashes that I bought, and those were expensive, they're from this company called Lily Lashes. I don't know anything about lashes, so I suppose they're good. Those are pretty dramatic. Don't know if you can see them. I kind of like just put them on a little bit yesterday to see how they look like without really gluing them on, and they were reaching all the way up to my brow, so those are really dramatic. So I haven't really used them yet. I think I'm going to save them for like either making videos or like for more fancy festive occasions. Anyway, they're in the style Diamonds. They look really good. I hope that they're going to feel nice on my eyes. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so, even though, like I said, who knows when I'm going to put on lashes, because I don't really use lashes all that often. In the beginning of the year, the Anastasia website had a sale of eyeshadows, and I don't really recall what the sale was about, but basically I picked another quad of Anastasia shadows. I think I've shown this packaging before. So this little magnetic palette for 4 eyeshadows basically comes for free if you order 4 eyeshadows from Anastasia. I have one of those that I've shown before with some more neutral colors, and this time I picked up a couple of more of the like colorful eyeshadows, and the colors that I got are, this one over here is Enchanted, this is Henna, this is Tiger's Eye, and this is Truffle Glitter. Let me just quickly show you a little bit how they look like. So this orangey coppery shade over here, which is called Henna, is like absolutely stunning. I couldn't pass on it. I really like orange coppery eyeshadows, especially on myself, so I can never really say no to a gorgeous metallic coppery orange, and this one is absolutely stunning. It looks really flattering on me and I really enjoy it. Enchanted is a really beautiful deep purple shade with like pinky sparkles. It's actually the shade that I'm wearing on my eyelid today. The Chartreuse limey green color, Tiger's Eye, is the one that I'm wearing in my inner corners. I also really enjoy these types of chartreusey, not really green but not really gold eyeshadows. I think they look really flattering on me. And the last eye shade, and the one that I find it to be quite unique, is this shade which I can't really explain. It's called Truffle Glitter, and it has a little bit of that olive green undertone to it, but also a little bit of like taupiness to it. I can swatch these for you, although I'm not really sure I'll do such a good job, but just so you get an idea. These are the colors that I got. Let's see, Truffle Glitter over here. So these are the 4 eyeshadows. I think they're absolutely stunning. They live up to the quality of Anastasia eyeshadows. Picked up a bunch more Luxie eyeshadows, so now I have almost a full magnetic palette of these eyeshadows. I think you've seen most of them without this like bottom 2 rows over here. So I got a bunch of like the greens and more blue types of shades, and a couple of them are just like regular metallics, like this deep shade over here, which is called, well, this blue shade over here, which is called Deep, is from her newest collection. A bunch of these are just Auroras. This green over here I think is just one of her regular eyeshadows. They're all really beautiful. They're all from her metallic range. I've never tried her mattes, I have no experience with those, but I really love all of these eyeshadows. And yeah, if you would like to see a swatch video with like the greens and blues that I picked up recently, let me know in the comments below. Speaking of indie eyeshadows, I recently made another order from Davina, and this time I went for eyeshadows, and I went for her matte eyeshadows. So I picked up 6 of her matte eyeshadows that I house in this MAC eyeshadow palette, and these are the colors that I picked out from Davina. And I have to say I went for like the more unique types of shades because I own a lot of makeup and I didn't want to like take shadows that I already have in my collection. I really wanted to select like more unique types of colors, and I have to say I think I did a pretty good job because a lot of these are shades that I don't really own. I have to say definitely my favorite eyeshadow that I bought is this one, which is called what was it called again? Let me see. It's called Penelope. Penelope is absolutely stunning. I have nothing like it. It's like a very warm, almost peachy toned pink. One thing I want to point out, this eyeshadow and a lot of these other matte eyeshadows from Davina are subculture level powdery. They're really powdery, but unlike subculture shadows, they are not as punchy pigmented, so they're not as difficult to blend out. These blend out really nicely. So this is a swatch here for Penelope, which is one of my favorites just because it's such a unique shade. I recommend trying these eyeshadows because I think they're beautiful, they're pigmented, they blend out really nicely, and what I really like about Davina is the unique range of matte eyeshadows. So for $5 a piece, I think they're definitely worth trying. And those were all the eye products and eye related things that I picked up. Let's move on to the face. So the first interesting product that I picked up recently is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. Mine is in the shade Light. And I've been curious about this IT Cosmetics CC Cream for a really long time because it's like everyone's favorite. I made a small purchase from Sephora recently, and I purchased this mini together with a couple of other things just because I wanted to try it. I must say I actually quite enjoyed the formula of this. It has like a very full coverage. It blends out really easily, it looks very natural on the skin, and it has very high SPF, which is good if you want to protect yourself from the sun, especially in the summer. One thing I want to say though, this is in the shade Light, and it's a little bit darker than I am at the moment, so I don't know how light that is. If you're lighter than I am, you're definitely not going to be wearing this unless you're really tan. And even I think I have to wait a little bit until I'm a little more tan to be able to really pull this shade off. Because if I put it on now, I can clearly see a difference between my face and my neck. I do wear it, but I can see the difference and it bothers me. So, other than the shade, I think this is beautiful. lives up to the hype. I don't know if I would purchase a full size of this just because it's such a hassle for me to get a IT Cosmetics product here. I have to pay like additional taxes and fees and stuff like that, and I don't really think it does more or it performs better than my Estee Lauder Double Wear, so I don't think I would go out of my way to buy this, but I'm happy to try it and I'm happy to report that it does live up to the hype that it has. Okay, let's go back for a second, just for a second, to the eye products, because I actually forgot something that I picked up recently. I picked up the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in the shade Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck is one of her most popular Metal Crush eyeshadows, for good reason. It's a really beautiful duochrome type of shade. It has like a pearl base with a little bit of goldy pinky duochrome, which probably isn't showing up on camera all that well. Let's see if I light whether you can see it. I'm going to try to swatch it for you. So this right here is Thunderstruck. You can use this eyeshadow either as an eyeshadow or as a face highlighter. I haven't really used it as a highlighter because I have a lot of other actual highlighters with this shade, but I do love using this as an eyeshadow and especially as an inner corner highlight. I think this whole range, the Metal Crush shadows, are being discontinued because the reason I picked this up is because it was half off. So if you have had your eye on one of the Metal Crush eyeshadows from Kat Von D, probably now is the time to pick one up because they're going out of the range, sadly. The next product that I picked up from Sephora was from Nude Stix. It comes in this exuberant packaging. From what I understand, all of the Nude Stix products come in this type of packaging, which I find incredibly wasteful because why the fuck do I need all these tin boxes? I mean, one is cute and is fine. It also has a mirror inside so you can, you know, apply the product on the go, but you know, I would never carry this thing around, and if I had several Nude Stix products, what the fuck would I do with all these tin boxes? So Nude Stix, please, no need for that. It's over the top. Anyway, let's talk about the product. So the product that I picked up, I've been curious about Nude Stix because, you know, people have been talking about them and I'm always curious about new brands, new types of products, and especially about cream products because I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. I love the concept, but I always feel like they're too much work, so I stick to the powder products. So at some point I even stopped buying like cream and liquid products because I just never used them. But as we know, curiosity killed the cat, so I ordered another cream product. Okay, so this is the all over face color, and mine is in the shade Deep Maple Eh. Deep Maple Eh? It's written like this, by the way, just in case you were curious why I'm making that weird sound in the end. So it comes in this packaging, and then it's kind of like, on one end it has a bit of a brush, if you want to apply it with that brush. I don't use the brush because I don't like it. And then the product comes in a stick form, like this. The shade that I have is like a brownie nudie pink. I'm really fond of these types of shades on myself, so that's why I wanted to try this one. This is the full-on pigmentation, and then if I shear it out, you can definitely use this as a blush, which is what I use it for. Well, I swatched it a little more heavily, but you know, if you shear it out, it becomes a little bit more like a pinky terracotta color. It's actually the blush that I'm wearing on my cheeks right now. I really like these. I applied them with my sponge and I feel like they look really beautiful on the skin, and like they melt with the skin a little bit better than a powder product does, so I do understand the hype and I do understand why people really love these. I've actually really been enjoying this and I've been reaching for it more than I thought I would, which is great because it was quite expensive. I don't know if I would buy more products from Nude Stix just because, generally speaking, the brand is a little bit too nude for my taste, and I don't think cream eyeshadows and like their lip products really speak to me much, but I think this is a great product. If they weren't so expensive, I would probably consider picking up another color of blush, but I think for just trying out experimental purposes, this was sufficient. I'm happy that I have it. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy more Nude Stix products. Alright, the next product that I picked up is from the summer release of Anastasia. I picked up one of the new bronzers. Mine is in the shade Rich Amber. I was a little bit afraid when I picked this up that it might be a teensy bit too dark for me, but I saw that people who are as pale as me could make this color work. So I figured if I apply it really sheer, it should work. This is the shade of the bronzer. As you see, compared to me, it's quite dark. However, it does work on my skin because this is the bronzer that I'm wearing right now. I'm going to swatch it for you heavily, just so you see the undertones of it. It's not a cool tone bronzer. I feel like this is one of the more warm toned bronzers. The reason I bought it is because I wanted something a little more warm toned for the summer. And I'm very happy that I did. And I actually wanted to show it to you in combination with a product that I talked about very negatively recently. In my disappointing products video, you would have seen this brush. This is the Spectrum A04 brush. I was very disappointed in brush as a highlighter application brush, which is what I bought it for. However, I found out that with a very pigmented blush like this one, this brush works beautifully because you pick up just a little bit with the, like on the tip of the brush, and then you can blend it out and sheer it out and make it very soft and very like non-overwhelming, because a bronzer like this on somebody with my skin tone can be very easily overboard. So I'm really happy to report that I found a new purpose for this brush and I really enjoy using it now. The thing about this bronzer is that they are being advertised as matte. However, I would say that luckily they're not flat mattes. They have a little bit of a sheen to them, which I feel like makes them a little bit better melting with the skin. So I really enjoy this bronzer. These pans are huge, by the way. I don't really know if I will ever go through this bronzer, to be honest. If I could have the option of like a split pan with like two different shades of bronzer, I would have really liked that. But that being said, I do enjoy this bronzer. I think now we can move on to the lip products, where I have a couple of very interesting things to share with you. So the most interesting lipstick that I picked up recently, let me clean my hands so I can swatch all of these properly for you. So I've been curious about Pat McGrath makeup for like months, but my stingy little heart just refuses to pay so much money for makeup. Like, I'm so curious, and at the same time I'm like, what the fuck? No makeup should cost this much money. But of course, like I said, curiosity killed the cat. I picked up one of her matte trans lipsticks because I was just way too curious. One of my friends at work has a couple of these lipsticks, and I did see them live, and I did see that they have a very different formula to everything I've ever seen before. So first of all, it comes with this beautiful, gorgeous, hefty packaging. The shade that I picked up, by the way, is called Obsessed, and it's like a very orange red. I don't know whether you will be able to see on camera how different these look like in terms of like texture. Can you see this? No other lipstick that I've ever seen looks like this. The shade of this is gorgeous. The only thing is that I've only worn it once because right now I feel like the formula of this is a little too dry for me. And it kind of like flakes on my lips, so I only wore it once, but it was more in the beginning of my pregnancy when I was really dehydrated. So I think I should give this lipstick another try because it's beautiful. Would I recommend buying a Pat McGrath lipstick? If you want to treat yourself and you are curious as a cat, then by all means. But do you really need one? I don't think so. I mean, they're beautiful, but are they really all that special that you need to pay $38 for them? I don't know. And saying that while I have one of her eyeshadow palettes in my cart, this close to buying it. Okay, let's move on to the other interesting lipsticks that I picked up, and they are all from Nars. So I picked up 3 lipsticks from the Nars Audacious line because I've been curious about these for such a long time. They are considered some of like the best lipsticks on the market. Let me show you all the lipsticks. Oh, one thing about these, the packaging does something to my little makeup lover heart. It's magnetic. Look at this. And if you put it wrong, it just twists by itself in the right direction. The packaging of this is giving me tiny little orgasms every time I open and close. True story. Anyway, so the shades that I picked up are Anita, which is this beautiful, like, more nudie shade. I really like the formula on all of these. They're very creamy. They're not like matte lipsticks. They're very creamy. They have a sheen to them, but they don't really bleed in on my lips, which is great. I really like the formula. They're not like out of this world and something super unique, but I do really like the formula. Okay, the next shade is Audrey. Audrey is also the one that I'm wearing on my lips right now. Audrey is a shade that I don't really know how to describe. It's like a deep wine red with like neutrally tones to it. This is a very like unique lipstick in my collection. I have nothing like it. Isn't this stunning? I love this. They're super pigmented in like one swipe. I love these lipsticks. Especially Audrey, I think is super unique. Okay, and the last one, the super poppy color that I picked out is Angela. And Angela is one of those fuchsia, orchid, purpley type of colors. I really like this one as well. Formula really great too. These are absolutely stunning. I definitely want to pick up one of the red shades because I really like red lipstick and I would really like to have one of those audacious lipstick in a red shade. But yeah, totally worth the hype. I get why people like this so much. And the last lipstick that I bought is from MAC and it's one of their cream sheen formulas. I bought this because there is another lipstick from MAC from the cream sheen formula called Modesty that I really like, and Modesty is like more browny nude and I wanted to pick up something that is more of a pinky nude, so I picked up this cream cup color. Let me swatch this for you. While I really like the color, I would say that I do prefer the formula of Modesty a little bit better. This one is a bit more pastel-y, a bit more light and like white based, and I think because of that it tends to look a little bit more like it settles into your fine lines and it doesn't really sit nicely on your lips, it kind of sits on top of them. So while I really enjoy the color because it's exactly what I wanted, a pinky nude, and the formula not quite there. So guys, that was pretty much all for my recent makeup haul. I picked up a variety of different products, a lot of them from brands that I had never tried before, and I'm really happy that I did because, you know, I'm always happy to try new things. Thank you so much for watching. Hubby and I are now going to go grab something to eat and then going to see Infinity War. I bid you a good week, good day, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!